And we're live.
We are live on Instagram.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Puck Rock Rangers, episode 10. I'm Stefan. This is my co-host, Palmer. Or maybe I'm Palmer's co-host, Stefan. It goes either way. We got a lot of grievances to air out this week, so let's talk some hockey. Let's talk some hockey. All right, so welcome, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Before we get started on anything, I want to ask you guys, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, get us in the algorithm, all right? Because we've been kind of hit a little standstill, and we want to grow our channel and give you guys some good content. Now that that's out of the way, what's been going on with you, man?
A lot, man. Just working, playing music. Both bands practiced last week, which was great. Hard Facts hadn't gotten together in a while. Working on new music with both bands, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully I'll have something to show you guys and everyone, not just talking about it. Hard Facts does have a single out, by the way, Enough, if you want to hear. But Code is brand new, doesn't have anything yet. But we're writing, we're doing our thing. Other than that, just living life, watching hockey, enjoying the cold weather. Shout out to all the winter folks, and yeah, shout out to everyone who's checking us out. We are live on Instagram. We're going to be watching the first period. The puck just dropped.
Yep.
New York Rangers are in Edmonton to face Connor McJesus and the former Western Conference champs. So it should be a good game. What about you, Stefan? What have you been up to, man?
So we're actually, Megan and I and the kids, we're about to move out to Powhatan, to the childhood home we grew up in. And I've been going back and forth there, get some dirt underneath my nails. It's felt good because, I like to do things that are, creative, and I just like doing manly shit with my hands, like tearing up floors and laying new ones and stuff like that. So it's been a lot. It's kept me really busy. But it's also been a lot of fun. Other than that, nothing crazy new. The Rangers have been driving me nuts lately, so I'll probably end up airing out some grievances. You'll probably be by the end of the episode, you'll probably be asking if I'm even a fan or whatever. But
so let's get right into it, man. The Rangers, they're not playing like shit. The record, especially if you're just a pedestrian fan, looks pretty good, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Tonight, real quick notes, Hedl, the news has broken. Everyone's heard, I'm sure, at this point. Didn't have a concussion, but also is not in the lineup. So a little bit of confusion there. And our boy Zach Jones has an upper body injury. He's out of the lineup. So Victor Mancini makes his way back in. And I heard a funny story about that real quick before we get into it. That Victor Mancini was putting his skates on, getting ready to go onto the ice for Hartford, and was told about the call up. Got on a plane and got into Edmonton at about 3:30 in the morning. So I just thought that was pretty awesome.
So we'll see how he does tonight.
We'll
tired.
We'll
Moping around, skating around. He probably napped on the plane.
He's young. He's fine.
Oh yeah, he's in party era stage, so he'll last no matter what.
But yeah, the Rangers. So since you last heard from Stefan and I, we actually live streamed the first period and some of the second of the Buffalo game. And as soon as we turned the stream off, all hell broke loose, and the boys lost 6-1.
When we stopped recording, it was what, 1-1?
It was 1-1, and it was just all shit from there. Since then, I'll just kind of rattle off the scores. There was a 4-0 shutout by Quick in Detroit. There was the 6-3 loss, winnable game against the Jets. You just want more effort there, and all the bounces went the Jets' way. That was at home. There was a 3-2 win, the Barclay Goodrow reunion tour. With the Sharks back to New York. 2-0, another shutout by Quick against the Seattle Kraken. So that's back-to-back shutties by Jonathan Quick.
Yep.
Vintage Quick, man.
130 minutes without getting a goal scored on him.
4-3 win against Vancouver in Vancouver. It was probably the most just quality win of the season in terms of, just won the game, deserved to win the game, didn't look like shit.
But they were also missing a bunch of players, so we'll get into it afterwards.
That is true. And then a 3-2 loss against Calgary. That one just kind of slipped away. So Stefan, I can tell you're hot. I can feel the heat coming off of you. So let's get into it, man. What's your thoughts?
This team is just not it. They've regressed so much. And I'm not just talking about the production of points, because with the skill that the players on this team have, they're going to win games. They're going to get points. But when you're looking at it with the eye test, these games, they should not be winning these games. And they are winning a good amount of them. But I'm trying to look into the future. I'm trying to not be such a right now type person and look into the future of it. And I'm getting PTSD flashbacks of just last year, the 2022 season. Like, this team is just, they're looking the exact same, if not worse, than all these other times we couldn't get over the hump, and they just have some figuring out to do. We can beat teams that are bottom tier teams, but it seems any time that we play against somebody, they're just not making it happen, and it's absolutely infuriating, because we know they're better than that. We know that they're capable of more. We've seen it, we've lived it, and we're just not getting what we want from these guys. And then they'll go and have 2 games where they play as a team. You'll be like, oh, look, they're back. And then that third game comes around, and it's just like, what changed between today and 2 days ago? What is the big thing that happened? Did something go on? Did something big happen in the locker room that we're not hearing about? Like, what was the big thing that changed that made you guys play like ass? So
a talking point that I hear a lot, and I do not agree with, is that, oh, the season's boring. Wake me up in April. It's just a race to the playoffs. There's a lot of shit that has to go on during the season, and it's not just for the veterans, but for the younger guys. They need to take steps. But it's actually a good thing we're not just waking up in April, because if it was April right now, the players the Rangers are looking like a team that would get bounced in the first round. And that might sound harsh, but look at their record against anyone that's a playoff team or anyone that has a good record. And it's, you're seeing these other teams like the Panthers are beatable. They lost tonight. They're a beatable team, but they ragdolled us a couple weeks ago. And the Rangers seemingly have not recovered from that game. They haven't gotten back to playing with any kind of swagger, any kind of authority, any kind of dictation of play. Aside from certain efforts, shout out Will Cooley and Kako.
Yeah.
Those guys have looked really good. Quickie, really good. Igor's had a couple rough games, but generally he's been really good. But there's just been players on this team. Everyone was hard on Mika. I think Mika's looked a little better in the last couple games, but still not good enough.
Yeah.
Kreider's out there skating around, has, 7 or 8 goals, no assists. It's just not good enough. And to think that you need to just wake up in April and everything's going to be okay, that's not going to happen. And to have that sense of entitlement from a team that hasn't won anything, that's made some stretches and runs, but really hasn't done it. I almost think, like, how dare you treat the season like that? And I hope that's not the mentality in the locker room, because they're certainly not playing well enough to just coast into the playoffs and make a run.
So I always bring up the analogy of a stool. Like, a bar stool has 4 legs. So I like to say that the 4 legs would be goaltending, special teams, offense, and defense. Those are the 4 legs. And it seems like this team at any given time is only capable of having 3 legs. So say special teams is slacking. Maybe the offense and defense will look good. Special teams will be slacking. Goaltending will be looking good. Anytime that you sit on a stool with 3 legs and put a little bit of pressure on it, it's going to fall over.
Yeah.
And it just seems like there's no consistency. Like, it's always something else. Like, okay, now you fixed the special teams problem, but where did the defense go? All right, now you fixed the defense, but where did the 5-on-5 go?
Yeah, they're not.
There's always one thing missing.
It's a good point. They're not putting it together.
And they can't find that consistency and just be a complete team. Like, especially not for a full 60 minutes. These slow starts are getting to me, man.
The slow starts, here it is about, I forgot, 6-7 minutes into the game, and thankfully they haven't given up a goal. it's been within 30 seconds too. It's not, it's not even like it is early goal and early period, or early game and early period goals. But I mean, sometimes we're talking about first shift. Sometimes I can't even get the fucking game on and they're already scored against. And you turn it on, it's 1-0. 1-0 already. So they have to clean it up. And we can go into individual players, and I plan on it. But just as a group effort, if they could, like Stefan was saying, some consistency, kind of roll like a B effort on everything, instead of an A some nights and an F other nights. But the defense has been a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
The defense has been a mess, and I'm not turning in my card, my Jacob Trouba fan card, because I don't roll that way. But man, it's getting hard to defend the guy. You can't defend him, and he can't defend.
Him and Lindgren as a pair is just
awful.
Oh my God.
Awful. And it's like, you want to give it time.
There's never a time when they are in their zone trying to break a puck out where I'm comfortable that they're going to make it happen when those two are on the ice.
Well, you got Lindgren, who this season seemingly can't win a board battle.
Nothing. At all.
Every time gets beat. Every time is on the outside and can't separate the guy from the puck. And then you got Trouba, who, breaks the puck out like it's peewee hockey. Just up the glass. These guys are good enough to stop that, man. You got to break the puck out with some kind of authority, some kind of nuance. And I mean, it's like Trouba just gets the puck on his stick and just throws it up the boards and best of luck. And it's just not good enough. And then there was a play, I want to say against Calgary. I mean, he was about to bump into Igor. He was just skating backwards. He wasn't even doing a sweep check or anything. I mean, it was pathetic is the word. Pathetic. And I've been watching some clips. I went back, on YouTube and watched some clips, as far back as the Gerard Gallant era and the season last year. And you see a team with some swagger. Like last year, they were the comeback kids.
Yeah, I wanted to say that.
Last year, you could never count that team out.
Yep.
And this year, you just don't get that same feeling. Once they're down in the game, it's like they're probably not going to win it.
Yeah, I had that. I was literally about to bring that up. How like last year they could be down 2 goals, and I'm just chilling eating my potato chips. Like it's all good. Like this team knows what to do, and they when pressure is applied, they somehow pull it through. I don't have that confidence this year. If they go down a goal or two, especially 2 goals, I'm just like, oh, we're cooked. Like this team doesn't have what it takes to come back. And so far, I've been proven right. Like last year, we were spoiled last year with that luxury on the regular season.
I mean, obviously, most of the game, I watch mostly Ranger games, but I do watch other teams. And you see a lot more back and forth play. You see a lot of cycling. And when I watch the Rangers, they can bully on bad teams and kind of dictate the play. But anytime they're playing a quality team, the quality team takes it to the Rangers. And it's just, and especially if they get behind, which they have been, most games they get behind. And it's just, they have to chase the whole game. And they're not, adept at coming back like they were last season.
Not at all.
There's just no swag. Like, shout out Johnny Lazarus. I heard him make a great point. He said they don't look like they're having fun. He said that about Mika, but I think it goes throughout the team. Like, you're not seeing the Panarin leg kick.
There's no celebrations after a goal.
Mika scores and he looks like he's like, come on, dude.
He's like, all right, now time to go back to work, guys.
Get a grip, Like, I don't know. I'd like to see a little more swagger. Who do we have joining in on the you're a little closer?
I don't know. What is that? A screen for ants? Can't even read it.
Who do we got? I want to shout them out and ask us some questions. If you have any questions, we'll read your question or give you a little shout out. God, magnet. What's up, jokes? I appreciate you watching.
Is my phone dying? No, my phone's good. His phone's dying.
Magnet.
I had to lean in and squint to see what the name was. That's good.
That's my boy Jokes. Shout out Coded, man. We're doing big things.
Nice.
We got some songs coming your way.
All right.
Is that it? Goth bitch magnet? Are we magnetizing him?
Yeah, Tommy Donovan.
Okay.
Tommy's in.
Oh yeah, we've been chatting.
He might still be in. He might not. I can't tell if they leave, but
yeah, we've been chatting here and there. Appreciate the support, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. But yeah, where are we? We're about halfway through the first.
So that's good news. We went 10 minutes without getting scored on, and things are looking up. I'm sold again. I'm back in it all. I'm all in again now.
But yeah, I'd like to see more cycling. I think it's been, this is probably hyperbolic, but it feels like it's been since last season.
All rushes.
Since I saw the team cycle. And again, I'm peeking over at the screen tonight, and I'm yet to see the Rangers set up in the other zone and take play to them. It's been kind of back and forth with both teams. But any takeaways from any of the games in particular? At this point, I watched some. I didn't get to catch every second of every game, but kind of the same. It's been very meh.
I mean, it's the same old debate. Is it the coach? Is it the roster? Is it the management? And it's hard to argue that it's we've had 3 coaches now. This is
with this core, yeah,
relatively new. He's been here a couple years. I mean, not new, but he's not, he's not like a 10-year manager or nothing.
He was in the system. I think he was like assistant GM, and now this is his 3rd year. If I'm wrong, correct me. I think this is his 3rd year as full-time GM. I think it's on the team, man.
It is. It's the roster. It's the players.
Laviolette's a good coach. Drury is a good GM at times. It's on the players, man. It's really just not coming through on the ice. And I'd like to see them get back a little bit to the 1-3-1. They've completely abandoned that.
Yeah. And why is it that the young guys are picking up the slack for the guys that we need to perform, for the guys we need to produce? The Mika Zibanejad, the Chris Kreiders, the Artemi Panarins. He's actually doing good, but he still has his nights. Why is it that our young guys, the unexperienced guys, the Will Coolies, the Capo Cacos, they're all stepping it up? Even the 4th line, it looks like they're not like I'm happy with the 4th line. They're not, it's a 4th line. They're not out there to be Wayne Gretzky. They're out there to just tire out and grind down the other team, and they're doing their job. The 3rd and 4th lines have found their role. 4th line's doing it. 3rd line, I think they're exceeding our expectations a little bit, but that 1st line is just. It just gets stagnant. I mean, I can't say that they're like absolute dog shit, but there's some shit.
Yeah.
There's some shit,
Yeah, they're not dog shit fully. They're not completely a defensive liability, but I think I keep saying not good enough.
Not nearly.
Not good enough. Not going to make it in the playoffs, not going to make it against the good teams. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that, and even you said, the win against Vancouver, they were down 3 elite players. I mean, JT Miller is one of their best offensive threats. Brock Besser is probably their best offensive threat.
Biggest goal scorer.
And then their goalie, Thatcher Demko, excuse me, he was out. So we're playing against a 3rd string goalie and a team that's depleted. And they were still 4th. Wasn't
so that'd be the equivalent. That'd be the equivalent of the Rangers not having Artemi Panarin
and Kreider,
Chris Kreider,
and Igor,
and then Louis Domingue in net.
Yeah, or what's the kid in Hartford? What's his name?
I can't remember.
Dylan
Garand or Domingue, either or in net, a real inexperienced.
Yeah, honestly, that is the equivalent.
So good, whoop-de-doo. We beat a team that's severely crippled.
Yeah. If they had all their guns, that's probably another loss, and we're talking about going 1-3 in the or possibly 1-3 if they don't win tonight. But what else, man? I'm we need better starts. Where's the swagger? I think we covered a lot of this.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to ramble on about too much. I forget what all you had in your notes.
Well, I just want to.
You said next couple of weeks you got some stuff going on.
We'll get to that real quick. I had a question. Is Mika back?
No.
Is he getting close?
Maybe.
Is he turning a corner?
You never know, because he was back for 2 games, and then he went back from being back.
Yeah.
For the last game, and I haven't really been paying attention to this game, so I don't know if he's back. But
I like some of what I see. It got to a point like rock bottom. Some of these games, I think rock bottom was against the Jets. I mean, he was victimized for 3 goals against in that game directly. So that was rock bottom. I think everything after that's been a little better, but yeah, you just want more from Mika. A little bit of swagger, man. Like I was saying, I was watching those clips and you see it from last couple years, and it's just this team's not having fun. And actually, I'm not done talking about Trouba. That starts with Trouba. Where the hell we talk about the leadership. I've gotten to the point I'm starting to mock him in his post game pressers because it's the same shit every night. The effort wasn't there. We
gotta break the puck out better.
We can do better. It's like, tell me something, dude.
Playing a little more crisp and not be and tighten up a little bit, not play so loose.
I don't give a shit about your art. Like, I'm not here for that, man. And I might give a shit about your art if you were actually playing well and things were going well. He seems checked out, and at the beginning of the year, he was ready to go. You think all the bullshit and the shit talk would have lit a fire under his ass, and he's playing very vanilla hockey.
Mm-hmm. When I found out that it was when it was Jones who was injured, I was devastated. I was like, damn, I wish it was like I was thinking in my head like, oh man, what if it could? Why couldn't it have been like Lindgren or Trouba or someone who had something minor going? Just let him sit out for a couple games and see how it goes. And if somebody lights it up, then now next thing you know, Laviolette and that was a good save. Next thing you know, Laviolette has a big decision to make. See how it's just, it doesn't, I mean, come on.
We got Quick in that too tonight.
Jones been looking like a missile.
Jones has looked really, really good. It's been nice to see him get rewarded with some points and some goals recently too. And hopefully, he's out with the in hockey there's only 2 injuries, upper body and lower body. So he's out with the dreaded upper body day to day. So hopefully it's nothing too serious and he can get back in the lineup soon.
It's good to hear that apparently it's not a concussion with Hedl.
Yes, that is good to hear.
It was a breath of fresh air when they said he was back out there skating around, traveling.
Still a little curious what's going on, why he's missing these games.
It's upper body.
What above the waist injury?
What more do you need to know? He has an upper body injury.
All right, I'll stop asking.
Get off my case.
What else, man? I had a note here. Do we think we see a Rempe return anytime soon? He's been playing pretty well from what I hear in the A. He got a goal the other night. What do you think on that? You think we can get Rempe back? Edstrom has played well, but has maybe slowed down a little. I personally am of the line of thinking where you put Rempe in here and there, you kind of swap them out, kind of like you did Jones and Mancini early on. Yeah. Give each guy a couple games. If things get stale, bring one guy in. Edstrom's good and he's had some good fights and everything, but you don't get as much juice. You get that instant juice putting Rempe in the lineup. I think right now with a team that's playing with almost no swagger, that would be a good move.
I'd rather see him out there than Brodzinski.
Well,
I don't know. He just does not do it for me, man.
Well, Brodzinski,
he's fast.
Not been on the 4th. He's been taken up on the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't care what you do. Brodzinski's not it. Put Carrick up there, for Christ's sake. Anyone but Brodzinski, because he's fast, but he's just a oaf. He fumbles. He doesn't. Put VC up.
The problem with Brodzinski is Laviolette loves the motherfucker.
I know.
He's in love with this guy.
Johnny Broadway.
Oh, he's a grinder.
And I like Brodzinski, but get him out of here. Like, I like him as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be, good dad, good family man.
Yeah. Well, his family's in Hartford, right?
Charisma and all that stuff.
He should be back in Hartford with his family.
Charisma does not win Stanley Cups. Get him out of here.
No, and honestly, we need Hedl back. The 3rd line's been good. It's only going to get better with Hedl, and we need Hedl to get back there and get Brodzinski off the roster. Or not off the roster, but off the ice.
Yeah, for sure.
The Ovi injury. He's out. I'm hearing 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured tibia. That's pretty callous,
dude. I'm so
dude.
heartbroken.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I want him to get the record, but he scored 2 goals on us in the last time we played.
I'm in no way a Caps apologist, but yeah, watching Ovi chase the record, I just don't like seeing injuries. I'd rather him go into a slump than watch him just get injured and miss games.
He's an old man now too, so you don't know what kind of complications could come from it.
And it's the way it happened. I mean, just kind of an incidental collision. Sucks that he got out.
Look at
was out like that.
Panarin just dropped Leon Draisaitl.
Panarin throwing bod. Let's go. Slams the door.
Yeah, let him know.
But
bread man.
Where were we?
We were talking about Ovi. The
Ovi injury. It's unfortunate. I figured we would mention it. Maybe some Caps fans are watching. They're upset about it, and
of course,
yeah, it just sucks. Hopefully he can get back. He's been such a horse. I think before this, saw some crazy stat that he only missed like 35 games through his whole career. Which you think about that over how many seasons, 15 or so.
I mean, he truly is the definition of the complete package.
When people say he's say a guy is built different, he is built different. That guy looks like he's wearing shoulder pads in a t-shirt. I mean, he's just built different, man.
He's literally an oxen.
He is. So,
yeah. Nah, wishing a speedy recovery to Ovi, and hoping you Cap fans get what you want.
Well, and speaking of the Cappers,
they've been unreal.
They've been really good. Are they for real?
I don't know.
I think they are for real. And
you kind of called it.
I kind of called it in an earlier episode. I said they'd be better this year. And if there's a take I could take back, I wish I would have. I said that the Penguins would get third in the Metro. I wish I would have said it was the
that aged well.
That did not age well.
I'm glad of it.
Fuck them.
I'm glad of it.
But yeah. From a prediction standpoint, I wish I would have said the Capitals because I was rallying for the Caps. I didn't put them in there, but I think they will get third in the Metro at this point, if not better. And yeah, they're looking like a little bit of a wagoon.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a unit. So let me
mid-show pause.
Yeah,
and we're back.
Yeah, they're a unit. So,
yeah, the Caps are looking good. I do think they're back.
I don't. What else you got? I'm always unprepared. He's much more prepared than me. I'm just winging it, man.
We've been going for a while. We're not going to sit here and recap every single game. We know the drill. We watch a lot of the games. You guys watch a lot of the games. A lot of Ranger Nation feels the same way. People are more and less extreme. There's some Ranger fans out there. You see some takes and you're like almost like secondhand embarrassment. Is that what they call it?
Oh my god!
Like, I'm embarrassed for you, bro. You're pretty ridiculous. But yeah,
a lot of people saying trade Kreider.
Oh, this and that, just all kinds of crazy shit out there.
I mean, he hasn't been bad for that long. Like, he'll have one bad game and he'll be like, get him out of here. Send him out with the trash. Like, one bad game.
Or the people saying, should Jonathan Quick be the starter? Jonathan Quick's almost 40 years old.
Trade Igor.
He's playing great, but come on. I mean, Ranger fans are pretty damn ridiculous in that. But I try to stay a little more level-headed. But I wanted to go over the next couple weeks of games because it'll probably be 2 weeks before we get back together, other than like a short or something. So after this, this is Saturday night. They're playing in Edmonton as we speak. First period is starting to wind down. After this, Monday night, the 25th, home versus Seattle. Mm-hmm. Then Wednesday, the 27th, they are down in the dirty Carolina.
They're good.
Carolina's been playing really good, man.
They're kicking ass and taking names.
And this is an interesting stretch because the Rangers, haven't really played anyone. They've played some good teams, but they've also been kind of running through some shit teams. This is a good stretch of some quality teams, and we're seeing some Metro Division rivals too.
Games that matter.
Because we actually have 3 out of the next 4. So we have the game in Carolina, then Black Friday, a 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock day game in Philadelphia against the Philadelphia Flyers.
Nice.
The very next day, they travel back home, play Montreal, and then Monday, the 2nd against the Devils. That's going to be December 2nd. And Friday, the 6th against Pittsburgh. So that's a lot of division rivals. That's a lot of games against teams that don't like each other. Hopefully, I'll be honest, I'm enjoying the season, but the games have been a little stale. Hopefully we get some of these teams in here or on the coming up, and it gets the boys going. I mean, like, where's the fights? Where's the grit? Where's the wheeling?
Been a lot of snooze fest.
Yeah, it really has. The last couple of games, literal snooze fests to the point where I'm like actually falling asleep during stretches of them.
You'll start like dozing off. And
Which game was it?
Something big happens and you snap back in, and then it's just nothing again.
There was one of these games. I think it was the Seattle game. Yeah, there was a Seattle game where I was starting to get like after dinner, and I told my wife, I was like, all right, I'm gonna lay down for a little bit and then wake up at 9 to watch the game. And I woke up at 1:30. Shit was over. All the games were over.
Checking your phone for the score.
Yeah, exactly. So
crap, I gotta talk about this on the podcast.
But it's just they're not giving you anything, on this West Coast trip to stay up for. And even this first period,
whoop-de-doo.
As I'm saying, it's been a bit of a snooze fest. Edmonton
just scores.
Who gets it?
I think it's
was that Draisaitl?
Draisaitl.
No.
I
don't even know that dude.
Some
plug.
Who cares?
Pod Colson.
Where's Sam Rosen when you need him?
Yeah, no shit. We'll have to turn that up.
Well, so 2.5 minutes left in the third, and the Rangers get scored on. That's another. That's another part of their DNA is giving up late goals right before a close period comes to an end.
In case anyone thought we were ending the stream on a positive,
no, we are not.
But you just, you want a little swagger, man. The games have been kind of boring, so hopefully this stretch of games coming up against the Devils, against Carolina, against Philadelphia, against the Pittsburgh, an 06 matchup against Montreal. Hopefully that gets the boys going, and we have a little more to watch.
And these West Coast trips are ass because you have to stay up all late. It's not as fun when you're tired.
And I'm getting older, and they're getting less fun. But I'll be honest, I do kind of like the West Coast trip. It's kind of fun staying up for the games. It gives you a little bit of a different feel than watching the game early and then having nothing to do after. But yeah, man, they've been boring, really. Usually games against Calgary have gotten pretty crazy in the last couple of years. There wasn't shit going on in that last game, other than shout out Will Cooley bullying Coleman a little bit.
Will Cooley's becoming one of my favorite players quickly.
Yes, for sure.
Every day he just seems like he's doing something awesome.
Rangers have a power play coming up.
Nothing.
But we're about to get out of here. Next couple weeks, I wanted to make you guys aware of this. We have some guests lined up. Nothing official yet, but I definitely have some feelers out. Guess you could say things are getting serious. Probably some of the next would be Fit Check, Richmond hardcore band. Saw them last weekend, caught them with 40 reps. Shout out 40 reps too. I'm trying to get them on the pod. Eric, their guitarist, is a big Ranger fan. 40 Reps is an awesome band. I mean, super catchy. I went home from that concert and had their songs stuck in my head for a couple days after, and that doesn't always happen at live shows. So shout out them. Shout out Fit Check. I'm trying to have both those guys on the pod. Also, Heavy as the Head. All three of these are Richmond bands. I'm trying to do more of that on this show, whether it's music videos, playing a song, or we're trying to set up actual interviews too. So stay tuned on that. Got some cool things planned for the music heads that watch this, and people who want to get to know these Richmond bands a little more. So definitely keep an eye out for that in the next couple episodes, and hopefully the next episode I have someone. So
yeah, pretty
stoked on that.
So that's it for your announcements.
That's it. Like Stefan said at the beginning, please like, follow, subscribe. The channel is growing, but it's been a very slow grow. It's kind of a niche thing, but we're trying to reach out to the music fans, the hockey fans, just the homies.
Just the hockey fans in general.
Yeah, it's a Ranger show, but, you ask us questions about your team, we're going to read it. If there's things that come up league-wide, we'll go over it. On the music front, bands, please reach out. We want to keep that a part of the show, and we want to feature some of these bands that are really doing great things out there.
Hey, and if you're in a band and you want your song to get played at the end of our show, let us know, and we'll give you a shout out and play a song of yours. We've
already played a song, we've played a video, and we've had an interview. So all three of those were really fun, and really enjoyed doing that for those bands. And definitely, like I said, have some cool things lined up, so keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Third time's the charm. Hit that like button. Subscribe to us everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook now. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere you might want to get your New York Rangers media. So I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
Nope. Hopefully the boys can win this one. Did they just score again?
Short-handed, I think.
God damn, dude. We can't even end this fucking stream.
All right, forever hold your peace.
All right, we got to get out of here.
God damn it.